Okay, hello, how's it going? I hope you're well. It's been a little while since I've done a video, so I thought I'd pop on and talk about probably a bunch of random stuff because I was thinking about what I wanted to do the video about, and I had so many different directions I wanted to go in and talk about, so I figured I'd just talk about them all. Maybe some of the happenings in the carnivore world right now. I don't know if you follow this channel. It's called Homestead How, and the gentleman who makes that YouTube video, his name is Carrie, and he originally had a YouTube video or YouTube channel that was about homesteading, but he is a little over 115 days, I believe, into carnivore, and he's really fun to watch. So he's somebody I'd recommend subscribing to because he's so enthusiastic and so overjoyed over the direction that this has taken his life and his health that he just wants to tell everyone. So he is actually in the process of trying to fund and produce and make a carnivore diet documentary, and he's hoping to get it on Netflix. So I definitely check out his YouTube channel, Homestead How, and learn some information about where he's at with this is just the early baby steps of getting this documentary produced and made, and he's trying to fund it as well. But I think that would be amazing. I think my last video, I think we ended with talking about the three areas that if you just do those three things, you'd greatly improve your health. The reduction of sugar, the reduction of seed oils, and the reduction of processed foods. Eliminating anything that's got a million ingredients in it, anything you can't produce or pronounce. If it comes in a box, huge, those three things. But I definitely would encourage you to take the next step after that and really start thinking about giving yourself a chance to try carnivore, to try at least a very animal-based diet. If you want to include a little bit of fruit, a little bit of vegetable, but I would definitely encourage trying like at least 30 days, all animal products. For an example of the types of foods I eat, I still eat 3 meals a day. I eat 4 over easy eggs for breakfast. I eat a couple of hamburger patties for lunch, and then for dinner I'll have some more hamburger patties or steak. Sometimes I have some other things, chicken, bacon, fish. So if you can really give that a try, and you'll be amazed at the things that happen for you. Some of the other things I was thinking about is the concept of cholesterol. Now, a lot of people would worry doing a diet like this because we've lived our whole lives being told that this type of diet is dangerous and that you should reduce your saturated fat. You need to reduce animal foods and cholesterol. And I would suggest doing some research on the actual real story of cholesterol. I mean, I'm not a health expert, so I don't. It's kind of hard for me to go into detail, but just know cholesterol is it's made from every cell in our body. The cell membranes of our in our body make cholesterol. Our brain and nervous system needs cholesterol. Cholesterol is needed to make hormones. It's been taken off the list of, or the diet recommendations that they once recommended, like keeping your cholesterol intake under whatever amount. That has been removed from diet recommendations because there are no studies that strongly link in any manner dietary cholesterol to heart disease. The things that are most highly linked to the risk of heart disease is having type 2 diabetes, which if you're eating a lot of carbs and a lot of processed sugars, you're putting yourself on the fast track for type 2 diabetes. So in avoiding animal products and avoiding red meat, saturated fat, your diet's going to naturally have to consist of something else, and it's going to be a lot of carbs. And now you're really putting yourself on the track for at least type 2 diabetes, and then greatly increasing your risk for heart disease. High triglycerides, again, that's going to come from a high carbohydrate diet. So if you have high triglycerides, you're going to put yourself at increased risk for heart disease. And kind of along these lines is the nutrition recommendations, the scientific community, the research. Unfortunately, it's tough to untangle and fix because there is so much tied up in why we think we know what we know. If you know what the term regulatory capture is, that is when government agencies are pretty much working in conjunction with industries, business, corporations. They co-mingle, intermingle in order to benefit one another. And that's basically what you have with the FDA and USDA and dietary, any National Institute of Health, any organizations dedicated to disseminate diet advice, the My Plate recommendations of nutrition, the Dietetics Association, the American Heart Association, all of that gets tangled up in funding, in corporate money, and I mean, think about the industries that are huge, the companies that make the grains and the sugars and anything that comes in a box or a bag is huge profit. And if any of those agencies were to come out and say you can't eat that stuff, that's a death sentence to these corporations, these companies that make this food. So you're really never going to get good information from your government agencies, and to a lot of extent also your institutions. You're unfortunately research, schools and things like that, you really got to weed through that because they also get their funding from the food industry. So it's tough to untangle, and it's tough to weed through. So you really gotta be vigilant. You gotta be diligent. I would recommend a book by Nina Teicholz called The Big Fat Surprise, and she goes through the history of diet research, nutrition research, where it all went off the rails, the craziness. It's very eye-opening. And I mean, just recently, speaking of like research, Tufts University came out with a study. Basically, I mean, there's a whole list of different foods that they listed in order of health benefits, as far as like they green lighted some foods, some they called caution, and some were red, don't eat. And things like eggs were highly limit, red meat highly limit. But guess what types of food were eat to your heart's content, good, they're in the green zone, you can eat all you want. How about Honey Nut Cheerios or Lucky Charms? Yep, Tufts University basically ranked breakfast cereals better for you than eggs. So I guess the point here is when people start to come to you, if you're thinking about doing a carnivore diet, the first thing people are going to start saying to you, but it's unhealthy, it's dangerous. And they probably might even cite, hey, we have the food pyramid. Look at that. Most of our foods are supposed to be grains. They're going to try to come with supposed facts. So my admonition to you is to really dig deep. The Big Fat Surprise, great book. I would listen to people like Dr. Ken Berry. He has a ton of videos, really delving deep and exposing this. Dr. Judy Cho, Dr. Sean Baker, Dr. Kiltz. Just once you realize that we're looked at as like units of consumption, we benefit the food industry, we benefit the pharmaceutical industry, and they have no interest in making sure we're healthy. None. Okay? Because there's a lot of profit in sick people. So they want to keep this gravy train going. They're going to tell you that Lucky Charms is good for you. They're going to tell you to eat low fat, and they're going to tell you to eat lots and lots of healthy grains and fruits and vegetables, and to avoid eggs and beef and butter. And meanwhile, you're going to get sicker and sicker, and you're addicted to the food, so you're not planning on stopping eating it anytime soon because it tastes delicious, and after all, they're saying it's fine, or everything in moderation. Even, sweets and junk food, they don't strongly discourage you from it. Everything in moderation. And then you need medication, and you need a lot of health care. So, look around your towns and your cities. How many new, mega medical buildings are popping up everywhere? All of a sudden, there's all these medical groups, and it's huge. Everybody needs more and more health care because people are sicker and sicker. And, we got to kind of really take the blinders off and realize that this is not some kind of, just don't understand it. It's so strange. We're just getting sicker, and we need more doctors, and we need more surgeries, and we need more medications. It really is, there's more to it than that. If we can just kind of pull ourselves out of their profit cycle, just stop feeding them. That's what, if so many people could just stop feeding these corporations, then you're going to see them they'll be forced to go in a different direction, because they're going to see the profit going in a different direction, and they're going to have to go. But for right now, it works for them. So they have no intention of changing anything. So the only people who are going to change it is the individual. The individual has to make a choice to get healthier by basically doing the opposite of what they tell you to do. And we can turn things around. I think we have the chance of seeing people get healthier. I really do. I just got to get the word out. That's the whole reason why I started this silly YouTube channel. I know I'm not reaching many people. I know I don't know how to do algorithms. I don't know how to handle the technology to make it get out to more people. But I hope somebody sees it here or there, and it makes them think, and it makes them curious, because I just want people to feel as good as I feel. I really do. Once you feel this well, and you just rise up out of the sickness and the poor health that I had, and when you rise up and out and over that, and then you start looking around and you see everybody else still struggling and still sick and still tired, and your heart breaks, really. My heart breaks for people. It really, really does. And I want so many people to get the gift that I got, and by the grace of God that He got me to this place, and I just pray others can get themselves there too. So anyway, I hope you're having a terrific week, and look around, pick up that book, It's a great book. Nina Teichol's The Big Fat Surprise, or listen to it on Audible. That's how I do it. I drive, when I'm driving to work and stuff, I listen to books. That's how I mostly take in all this stuff, or listen. I put YouTube on in my car and I listen to all this really great information. So yeah, get at it, get healthier. And hey, thanks for listening, and God bless.